The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself to the choices that are my own.
Epictetus.
Guiding the mind. Cultivating self-awareness responsibly. Cultivating mindfulness is vital for managing the mind, my friend. We must increase self-awareness to responsibly steer thoughts, emotions, and behaviors toward wisdom rather than reactive patterns sabotaging tranquility. Pause frequently to objectively observe your inner world, refraining from judgment to allow pure noticing. What feelings and sensations presently arise? What mental chatter or images preoccupy awareness? Without following those threads further now, simply perceive them clearly. Continuously scan both conscious and background perceptions. Through regular observation, maps of belief structures and tendencies emerge through accumulated insights. What recurring emotion most often hijacks reason? Anger, anxiety, greed, pride. What trigger topics reliably evoke reactions? Which judgments require revisiting? Gradually recognizing one's complete psychological landscape permits responsibly navigating it. Yet that clarity remains sterile without accompanying responsibility for conscious direction. Imagine the mind as a fertile garden requiring attentive cultivation, so virtues may thrive while weeds are kept in check, or as a bustling polis demanding good governance so commerce flows while conflict is mediated through law. Perceive, then steer deliberately. Thus, focused self-awareness gives the direction needed for actualized potential and tranquility according to nature. Know thyself, then rule thyself, my friend. This hinges on progress. Yes, discerning self-awareness alone is inadequate for mind management. We must responsibly govern ourselves based upon such knowledge of our character and its tendencies, my friend. Strong emotions or misaligned beliefs that are undisciplined can override the truth like a spoiled child seizing the chariot's reins to lead where it shouldn't, yet allowed to remain unintegrated within us. They manifest as vices sabotaging our potential excellence. What role do greed, apathy, anxiety, and pride currently play in driving your attitudes and choices? Once mapping our interior realm, we must strategically cultivate some dimensions while diminishing others to guide the mind wisely. Nurture seeds of courage, justice, moderation, and prudence by rehearsing them in imagination and action until they sink roots, crowding out gnarled weeds thriving in neglect. What qualities prepared the soil for those invasive plants initially? 10 deliberately portions of your domain needing realignment back toward reason and nature while celebrating emergent growth and signaling transformation rooted in wisdom tradition. What shifts in beliefs, relationships, and activities will consciously reinforce this gardening toward equanimity? Reflection is preparation. Action makes it actual. The mind guides decisions. Yes, governing the mind absolutely requires enthroning reason over emotions to responsibly direct judgments and decisions. Passionate impulses and unexamined assumptions often mislead us. They demand cross-examining logic tests. Consider emotion as the ever-changing weather swirling around the mountain peak of reason anchored in still awareness. Stormy gusts of anger, fear, lust, or greed frequently attempt to shock us off our balanced footing through exaggerated judgments about external events. Yet the Stoic mind resiliently endures tempestuous forces by securing itself to timeless rational wisdom. Before emotionally reacting, deliberately pause to critically evaluate initial impressions and proposed actions in the theater of imagination. Review the premises for accuracy and relevance. Investigate alternative interpretations besides egoistic biases. Assess the explanatory power and applicability of past experience to present uniqueness. Probe for false dichotomies or middle paths between extremes. Question emotional framing and inducements to determine the right response. Emotions serve as warning alarms to examine situations closely before reacting automatically, much like adverse weather alerts mariners to strategically secure vessels. We respect emotions' messages by hearing them fully, but as watchmen of the soul, reason and wisdom must verify the appropriate response to such signals. Otherwise, we lash out rashly and self-defeatingly. Through logic tests, we filter disturbances correctly. Make reason your first and final authority over fleeting impressions, my friend. Therein find reliable direction forward. Focused governance yields peaceful wisdom in life. My friend, managing perceptions entails narrowly focusing our attention and efforts upon precisely what lies within personal control, namely principles upholding actions, mental perspectives adopted, and disciplined execution of what our hands find to do. Attentiveness here is essential, as excessive energy fretting over external matters outside our influence is squandered, yielding only unsettled distress rather than efficacious direction. Yet peace blooms by boldly harnessing agency over our narrow sphere of direct governance while accepting attendant constraints with grace as nature ordains. Consider that while consequences are contingent on complex interdependent factors, the intentionality behind deeds is ours to consecrate through wisdom's lens or desecrate per folly's temptation. Thus we control the meaning bestowed upon conduct. Though relentless change and chance buffet outcomes, conceptual frameworks and theories applied as filters for observation report solely to private dominion. Thereby, we govern the insight taken. While fickle society elevates today and then casts tomorrow in currents, no single wave may harness or hold. The dignity with which we comport rising and falling by principle persists as a reliable gauge of the soul's measure through all accolades and accusations. Herein lies freedom, to clearly delineate bounds of control, thus focusing powers irrefutably ours. As the humble farmer accepts sun and rain by which crops grow or fail, while laboring in season through hours of darkness against uncertainty, so too must we dedicate days in trust that earnest preparation combines with grace to nourish just rewards. Work wisely, wait well, and scale ambition to appropriate spheres won through compassion and courage. What remains is given to providence and the people. Thereupon, peace pervades life governed by wisdom and service. Mind mastery through purposeful practice alignment. Indeed, foundational to mind management is deliberately connecting daily practices and momentary thoughts to overarching purposes of virtue and service, withstanding distraction fleetingly alluring. By binding intention continually to self-transcendent meaning, we steer the mind reliably toward human excellence and serenity through all storms battering composure. Let each mundane activity between sunrise and sunset, dressing, eating, laboring, baptized in imagination as a sacrament endowed with grace when surrendered to moral purpose. Does this disciplinary rise, this simple meal shared, and my place at the desk move compassion ahead? Anchor lest the ground slip ambiguity beneath any necessity. How easily duty drifts awry, devoid of translation into significance beyond self, descending into dead ritual. Likewise, inject choices casually made with conscious vision. What I read or watch tonight, where leisure time and funds flow. Here also what greater momentum may investment deliver if I co-opt pleasure for love or justice or truth. Wisdom multiplies means through such alchemy. No moment lies fallow if sown with care to plant, water emerging growth. Infuse every breath with a reason for being. Thereby we thread each quotidian act as a vital strand in the fabric, cloaking eternal ideals and animating civilization's advance. Not a single twining thread itself glimpses the epic tapestry, pioneering generations weaved by faith in transcendence. Yet collectively our thread purposefully added inches of redemption and light against oblivion without form or name. Thus governs each fractional act upon virtues leading for breakthrough beyond the banality of evil. Stoic mastery shapes wise perception. The mastery of perceptions is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the profound influence perception holds over the direction of our minds. At the heart of this principle lies the understanding that our interpretations of events, rather than the events themselves, shape our reality. This ancient Stoic wisdom teaches that through disciplined awareness, logical reasoning, strategic attention, and a commitment to virtue, one gains the ability to rule over their inner realm, the realm of thoughts, emotions, and reactions. In the Stoic framework, the sage, the ideal philosopher, achieves a state of mastery over their perceptions. They comprehend that events are neutral entities devoid of inherent good or bad, and it is our judgment of these events that determines their impact on us. By training the mind to perceive events rationally and impartially, the sage cultivates a mindset that remains undisturbed by external circumstances. Awareness, a foundational aspect of Stoicism, involves developing a keen sense of introspection. It means observing our thoughts and emotions with a detached yet empathetic perspective. This awareness allows us to recognize when our perceptions are clouded by emotions or biases, enabling us to respond more deliberately rather than react impulsively. Logical reasoning plays a crucial role in shaping perceptions. Stoics advocate for a rational analysis of events, employing logic to evaluate situations objectively and discern the underlying truth. By employing reason, one can challenge distorted perceptions and replace them with a more accurate understanding of reality. Strategic attention involves directing our focus towards what truly matters, the pursuit of virtue and the common good. Stoicism teaches that by concentrating our attention on things within our control, such as our actions and attitudes, and aligning them with virtuous principles, we can navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. Service to the good is the cornerstone of Stoic ethics. It involves prioritizing virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all aspects of life. By dedicating oneself to these virtues, individuals not only improve themselves but also contribute positively to the well-being of society. The Stoic sage, through mastery of perceptions, embodies wisdom and equanimity. Wisdom arises from the ability to see beyond the surface of events and comprehend their true nature. Equanimity, or a tranquil state of mind, emerges from the sage's capacity to accept the inevitable and respond to life's challenges with resilience and inner peace. Ultimately, the Stoic teachings on the mastery of perceptions guide individuals toward a life of wisdom, clarity, and moral excellence. By training the mind to perceive events with objectivity, by dedicating attention to the virtuous, and by serving the greater good, individuals unlock their potential for profound wisdom and inner serenity. In conclusion, mastering your mind through Stoic practices empowers you to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and resilience. If you found these insights valuable, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more guidance on harnessing the power of your mind for a fulfilling life.